She kicked my door so hard that the whole frame shook, and before I could even stand up from the couch, 3 men in cheap black uniforms rushed inside with plastic badges hanging from strings. Karen was right behind them, yelling like she owned the whole county. "Search everything! He's hiding illegal equipment. Take his guns, his tools, all of it!" Her voice cracked like she'd been waiting for this moment her whole life. I stepped forward, still calm, still quiet. Even when one of the fake officers knocked over my toolbox and sent metal parts rolling across the floor. He acted like he was raiding a drug house, not the home of someone who barely talked to his neighbors. Karen pointed straight at me, her fingers shaking with some twisted excitement. "You're done. You can't live here. HOA rules say no construction, no weapons, no late-night drilling. I warned you, but you ignored me. I kept my eyes on her, not on the mess around me." "You know those aren't real HOA rules," I said softly. "There is no HOA here." She smirked like she had just trapped me. "There is now," she said. "We formed one last week. You didn't sign the papers, so that means we can enforce them however we want." One of the fake officers walked into my bedroom, yanked open drawers, tossed my clothes on the floor, and shouted, "Sir, we found tactical gear!" Karen gasped dramatically. "See? I told you! He's dangerous!" I almost laughed. They had no idea. I moved closer, slow and steady, making sure they didn't notice the small metal tag clipped under my shirt. Karen kept ranting, waving her phone around like she was recording some heroic act. "This whole neighborhood will thank me," she said. "Finally, someone stands up to people like you." My house was getting torn apart, but I didn't raise my voice. I didn't swing back. I didn't even warn them, because the truth sat quietly inside me, a truth none of them were ready for, especially her. Karen leaned close to me, whispering like she had already won. "Once the real cops get here, you'll be in cuffs." I made sure the report sounds very serious. I looked her dead in the eyes and said the first line that made her blink. "Karen, you just raided a federal sheriff's house." Her smile froze. The fake cops stopped moving. For the first time, a small doubt cracked through her confidence. And that was the moment. The real trouble started. Karen's face dropped so fast it looked like someone pulled the floor out from under her. But before she could speak, the fake cop closest to my bedroom stepped forward and tried to act tough again. "Nice try," he said. "You think we're scared of a title? You got any proof?" I didn't move. I didn't need to. I just let the silence stretch. Let them think they still had control, because the longer they believed it, the harder the fall would hit. Karen shook her head quickly, trying to recover her confidence. "Don't listen to him," she snapped at her fake squad. "People like him always lie. Keep searching. Find something we can use." One of the fake officers went into my garage and came back holding a locked metal case. The moment Karen saw it, her eyes lit up like she had found buried treasure. "There, that's illegal." "I know it. Open it." He lifted it, shook it, and smirked. "This feels like a gun case." I stepped forward, slow but firm. "Put it down." He didn't. He grinned wider. "What, Sheriff?" he said, mocking the word. "Gonna arrest us?" The way he said it almost made me laugh. These guys had no idea what they were poking at. Not even a clue. Karen folded her arms and leaned in. "Open it," she told him. "If he tries to stop you, we'll say he attacked an officer. Easy win." That's when I realized something deeper. This wasn't just entitlement. Karen wanted to ruin someone, anyone. She enjoyed it. The fake cop popped the first latch, then the second. Karen took out her phone and started recording again. "This is the part where you go to jail," she whispered. I let out a slow breath. "If you open that," I said, "you're committing a federal crime." He hesitated for a second. Just a second. Then he opened the case. Karen's smile died. The fake cops froze. Inside wasn't a gun, but a badge. Not plastic, not cheap, the real one. Heavy black federal issue. The room went silent. The fake cop holding the case swallowed hard. This is real." Karen stepped back so fast she hit the wall. No, this is fake." "He's lying." "He's lying!" I lifted the badge from the case, turned it toward them, and let the metal catch the light. "I'm a federal sheriff assigned to interstate crime investigations," I said, voice calm but cold. "And you just broke into my home. You destroyed federal property. You impersonated law enforcement. And you recorded all of it. Karen's phone slipped from her hand and hit the floor. Then someone banged on my front door. Hard. Karen gasped. Thank God, she whispered. The real police are here. But the look on her face changed when a voice shouted from outside. Federal unit! Open the door! Her knees almost gave out. She didn't understand yet. But she was about to find out. They weren't here for me. They were here for them. Karen backed into the corner like the walls were closing in on her. The fake cops looked at each other, panic finally hitting their eyes. The knock came again, louder this time, shaking the whole house. Federal unit! Open the door now! Karen turned toward me, trembling. You called them? You actually called federal agents on us? I didn't move. I didn't call anyone, I said quietly. They were already watching. The color drained from her face. The fake cop who opened my badge case whispered to his buddies, We need to run, now. But before they could even reach the back door, the front one swung open so hard it slammed against the wall. 3 real federal officers stepped inside in full tactical gear, rifles low but ready. Their eyes went straight to my badge in my hand, then to the intruders. Sheriff, the lead agent said with a nod. We got your alert. Motion sensors flagged unauthorized entry. You okay? Karen's jaw dropped. She wasn't breathing. The fake cops stared like they'd just seen their own arrest warrants. I nodded slowly. They trashed the house. Claimed they were HOA Police. One of the agent's eyebrows shot up. HOA Police? He repeated, like even saying it tasted stupid. Who impersonates HOA Police? Karen pointed at the fake officers, desperate. They did. They forced me to bring them. I didn't know they were fake. The nearest agent looked at her like she was trying to sell him swampland. Ma'am, you're on all the footage. Her legs wobbled. Then one of the fake cops snapped under pressure. This is her idea, he shouted. She told us he was some dangerous builder breaking community rules. She paid us. Karen spun toward him. Liar! You broke into his home. I only reported noise. He stepped closer, furious. You said he was building a secret bunker. You said he had illegal guns. You said we'd get paid extra if we take him down. The room exploded into shouting, Karen yelling, fake cops arguing, agents raising their voices, but I stayed silent. Because all the chaos just made one thing clearer. Karen wasn't just a Karen. She was dangerous. A federal agent lifted his hand. Everybody quiet! The room snapped still. Then he looked straight at Karen and asked the question that broke her completely. Ma'am, why did you tell us you were the new HOA president when there is no HOA in this neighborhood? She froze. For a second, she couldn't even blink. I thought, I was just trying to keep things in order, she stuttered. I didn't know. The agent cut her off. You created a fake HOA, used fake enforcement officers, filed a false federal complaint, and you invaded a federal sheriff's property. Her mouth fell open. No, I didn't know he was federal. That's exactly the problem, the agent said. Karen looked at me, pleading, desperate, shaking. Please, tell them I didn't mean harm. Tell them you'll drop it. I stepped closer, my shadow falling over her. You destroyed my home, I said quietly. You brought criminals here. You tried to frame me. A tear rolled down her cheek, but my voice stayed cold. And now you're worried about yourself? She crashed onto her knees, grabbing my pant leg. Please, please don't let them take me. Before I could answer, the lead agent's radio crackled. Unit 7, be advised. We found something in the suspect's vehicle. The agent frowned. What did you find? A moment of static. Then a voice replied, stacks of fake HOA notices, printed eviction orders, and a full list of neighbors she planned to remove. Karen's scream echoed through the whole house. This wasn't over. It was just getting started. When the radio went silent, the whole room felt heavier. Karen was still on the floor, shaking, holding her head like reality had finally slammed into her. The real federal agents glanced at each other, and the lead officer stepped toward me. Sheriff, we're placing all 4 of them under federal custody. Charges will include impersonating law enforcement, filing false reports, illegal entry, property damage, and attempted coercion. Karen's scream cracked the air. No, you can't do this. I was trying to clean up the neighborhood. The agent didn't even look at her. Ma'am, you created a fake HOA. You hired criminals. And you tried to frame a federal officer. You're done. The fake cops were cuffed first. None of them resisted now. Their bravery was gone. One kept whispering, "We didn't know. We didn't know he was real." Karen's turn came last. She reached for me one final time as the cuffs clicked around her wrists. "Please," she cried. "Just tell them to let me go. I made a mistake. I thought I was helping." I looked her straight in the eyes, calm, steady, the same way I looked at people when I testified in court. "You didn't want to help anyone," I said. "You wanted control." Her mouth trembled. She had no argument left. The agents walked her out of my torn-up home. Neighbors gathered on their porches, whispering, staring, recording. Karen kept her head down, but the truth spread fast. The woman who acted like she owned the whole neighborhood never owned anything at all. As the last unit car pulled away, one of the agents turned back to me. "We'll send a cleanup team, Sheriff." "You shouldn't fix this alone." "I'm fine," I said. He paused, looked around at the wrecked furniture. The broken drawers, the gear scattered across the floor. "You sure?" I nodded. "I've seen worse." When he left, the silence returned. Not heavy, not painful. Just clear. My house was destroyed, but my name was clean. My badge was untouched, and my neighbors finally knew the truth. I stood in the doorway, watching the flashing lights fade down the street. A part of me felt angry, because Karen crossed every line. A part of me felt relieved, because justice didn't miss. But the biggest part, the part that carried weight, it was simple. People like her think they can bully anyone. Until they bully the wrong person. I locked my door, picked up my badge, and placed it gently back in its case. Tomorrow I'd rebuild. Tonight, justice was enough. And that's how a fake HOA learned the hard way. You don't raid a federal sheriff's home and walk away free.